we have a new good looking knife from Giant Mouse, and it's actually a version 2 of the Iona with S90V steel with this gorgeous satin finish. Look at this satin. Look at that satin. That is just beautiful. Watch this other side. Ooh. It's fingerprinty, but damn it, does that look good. I love that. Oh my goodness. S90V, like I said. I haven't seen a lot of S90V from Giant Mouse. I'm not sure what HRC they're running it at. I'll say this, if they're running it between 61 and 62, I'll say that is amazing. Good for them. If they're running it under 60 though, I'd say that's not good. Hopefully they're running it 60 plus at least. So for a limited edition knife, this one's number 59 out of 300 in titanium in S90V, made in Italy. This is only like $230 something. So that is actually a really good price for what you're getting here, you know, considering all the details. Made in Italy, S90V, premium materials. So yeah, really good price on this one. But it is on washers. However, for washer action, this is super snappy. I mean, very snappy. We'll get to the action here in 1 second. Titanium scales, but it does have steel liners. Very good traction on the steel liner. Like, this is a liner that grips you back when you touch it. Deep carry wire clip that is reversible. You can see there is liners on both sides. Somewhat of like a flintlock pistol type of grip, you know, it kind of leans forward. But the thumb studs placed extremely well. I like these thumb studs. I like the style of them. I like the look of them. And I like the placement. And man, the detent, really nice detent for a washer action knife. Like I said, this thing hasn't even broken in yet, so you know it hasn't really had a chance to break in. But for not even breaking in yet, my goodness, that's very, it's like oiled glass. I love it. And I'm not always the biggest washer action fanboy. I actually prefer bearings, but I don't want all my knives to be bearings. I love having washers as well. And this is a good example of a washer action knife, because the detent, man, it's just, you can hear it. So good job to Giant Mouse on doing amazing action with washers. Now, as far as, you know, the ergonomics go, like I said, it's kind of like, it feels like you're kind of like holding a flintlock pistol in a way, but that could benefit you with cutting because it's leaning forward. So when you cut, you know, it's going to kind of trap the material. Some people like to cut from the belly back. I usually cut from the heel forward, but regardless, you know, it's going to kind of trap it in there because it's angled. Now, the tip is going to be fairly easy to get to. It's not going to be like a utility cutting knife, but you can use the belly and you can use the tip for opening things up or some sort of utility cuts if you need to. This is limited, 59 out of 300, so there's only going to be 300 of these. So I'm not sure if there's going to be other color options or anything, but 300 of this version right here. Man, that sounds good. So nitpicks and negatives. Let me talk about some negatives really quick. One thing is the plunge grind and sharpening choil. I do wish that was better. I wish that they just basically cut a hole right there. You can see they've already created a smile from their own edge. When I touch the edge and I pull my finger back, I can feel like a little high spot right there. It is what it is. Not that big of a deal, but you know, I prefer a sharpening choil and plunge grind, or I prefer my plunge grind to be far away from my edge, and if it takes a choil to do that, so be it. Now, the stop pin's hitting there, so I'm not a fan of that because it makes it to where I can't cut this out now if I wanted to. Granted, I could probably cut from here forward if I cut a little notch right there, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, you just want to be careful if you're going to do that. Most people aren't gonna. Most people are just going to sharpen it up, sharpen up the blade. Just don't sharpen back to, you know, through here, because that's a lot of steel. You'll never sharpen that out. So it's not put in a place that will, you know, be damaged from your sharpening. But anyways, like I said, man, it is ergonomic, but I do feel the clip quite a bit. So as far as another nitpick, you know, when I'm squeezing back here like this, it's definitely got some hot spots. But when I choke up just a little bit, when I go from here to there, I'm nice. I'm real nice, and I actually prefer this grip anyways. So I just kind of let this sit like nestled instead of in my palm. You can turn it around and cut straps if you want to, but since it has that arch, you know, it might not feel the most comfortable with that one. Jimping on the spine is really good jimping. Giant Mouse almost always does good jimping. That's one thing you got to give them credit, man. They do some good ass jimping. Other nitpicks and negatives. This isn't really a nitpick or negative, but if I did this, if this was my design, my knife, I would have notched this back just a little bit and brought in access from the side. However, if you look, you can see the liner is proud. So it's easy to get to. So I can't complain about its access, but you know, I just, you know, I love coming in from the side instead of from the front. T8 hardware all the way around, which is really cool. It's got somewhat of like a Chicago screw thing going on, it seems like. I have not taken this one apart, but I can feel it's on washers. So, but yeah, there you guys go. Just a quick look at it. I will link it down in the description for you guys if you guys want to pick one up. Like I said, this is a limited edition. There's only going to be 300 of this version at least. Maybe there won't even be any other version, so it just might be 300 period of the version 2. So if you're wanting to get in on it, get it while the getting's good. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.